Hello, welcome to Sunny's Yoga. I'm Sunny. Today we start off our restorative vinyasa in a seated position. Breathe in and out of your nose slowly. Look past your drishti and breathe in and breathe out. Set your intention for what you would like to get out of this practice. Moving into Bahamanasana, child's pose. I'm going to do the traditional child's pose. Come down, forehead kisses the mat. Let your shoulders roll open, hands behind you, coming down at your sides, and breathe in and breathe out. We're holding each asana just a little bit longer so your body can open, stress can be relieved, tension can be relieved. And you can focus on what you need today. Gently roll up, coming into tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and go into cat and cow. Drop your belly. Roll yourself up into cat. Roll by dropping your belly. Press out of your hands to go into cat. Drop into cow. Roll yourself up. There's a lot of intention and very specific movement. Get everything you can out of every asana. Extending, rolling open, breathe in and breathe out. Your tabletop keeps you balanced as you give attention to your shoulders, your back, extending out. Feet are flat and flush to the mat. Going into Daidanmana Bahamanasana. Extending out right foot, extending out left hand, and balance. Give yourself a little space in between your legs so your feet should be hip distance apart. Looking straight down, hand comes down. Let your foot extend out and rotate out your ankle back and forth. Yes. Foot comes down, knee matches the next, and extend out your left foot, roll out. Bring out your right hand, align with your ear, and breathe. These are balancing asanas. They take your time and your focus. They also help open up your body. They relieve of tension and stress, helps you focus on why you're feeling tension and stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Focusing only on yourself. Hand comes down. Rotate out your left ankle in circles. Back and forth. Extend. Knee comes down to meet the next. Tabletop. Now we're going to go into tabletop pose, lateral leg lift. Lift up your left leg. Extend your left leg out and flex your toes towards you. Right foot is flush to the mat. Try to make sure that your balance, your hands, is even. Go ahead and bring your leg back in, lifting your leg up a little more and extend out. Breathe. You'll want to hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Knee comes to meet the right. And we're going to switch sides. Breathe, bringing the right knee up and extend out. Feet are flexed towards you. Come in. Extend your leg out. It's not the easiest balancing asana, but it is powerful. Bring a leg in. And knees come together to meet. Drop your hips back into traditional Bahamanasana, child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. You should notice a difference between this balasana and the beginning one. Roll yourself up. Extending yourself out. Back into tabletop. Transitioning into Vedasasana Pada Vinyasa. It's a side plank variation. Knee comes down. You're going to balance, lift up your left foot and bring it forward. All balancing. Do not hold your breath. Left arm is reaching for the sky. Breathe. Don't overextend. Bringing my hip more in line with my knee. Come down. We're going to move to the other side. Take a pause here. Reset. Foot comes out. Left foot comes out. Right arm in the air and right foot up. Whoop. Extend forward. Foot flex towards your face and breathe. You're stacking your shoulders on top of each other for alignment. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back down into tabletop. Great job. Prepare to walk yourself back and come into standing, all in one motion. Forward fold. Breathe. Make sure your hips and the top part of your body are going towards the front of the mat. Lift your toes. Let your head hang heavy. You can have your hands hang, or like me, place them on your shins. Roll up. Relax your shoulders. Tandasana, mountain pose. I'm going to step out to face you. As we move into a variation of tree pose, there are 3 different ways. The lower is less intense. The higher up you go, as you can tell, I'm adjusting to make sure I have full balance to go into full tree. As you can tell, my foot is pressing against my standing leg. My standing leg is also pressing against my foot, all the way up to my inner thigh, and I'm going to slowly bend towards my bent knee. Breathe in and breathe out. You want to make sure your knee is going outward, slowly coming back up. Hands come down, bring my knee in and ground my foot. We must repeat on the other side for balance. Make sure that you have balance and you're ready. Different variations for you to go into, and with assistance, I'm going to bring, breathe. Pressing my foot into my standing leg, into my inner thigh. Breathe. I'm going to slowly bend slightly towards my right. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly come down. One foot meets the other. Whew. Moving into Paravita Uka Konasana, revolved goddess. Legs come out further than hip distance. Drop your sits bones straight down to the ground. No curving your back. The lower you go, the more intense. Feet come out, 45-degree angle. Slowly starting to come down and twist. Twist through your midline. Be mindful of your back. No pressure on your knees. My hands are above my knees. Drop your shoulder. Look towards the other side of the room and breathe. Come to the middle. Come up. Take a breath in and out. Drop your left shoulder and come down. Twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, the lower you drop your sits bones, the more intense. A little higher, less intense. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Come back up. Pause. Drop your hips a little lower. Hands come up for full goddess. Palms facing the front. Breathe. Come straight up. 3-pointed star. Yes, you're doing wonderful. Hands come down, feet come in towards each other. Yes. We're taking our time as we move into Paravita, Hasta, Baddha Kustasana. Stepping towards the back of the mat, feet come together, hip distance. You're going to lift up your left foot. I'm going to take my right peace fingers, wrap them around my left big toe, looking towards the front, hips facing the front, hand on hip, and I'm going to breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. If you aren't able to grab your toe, that is okay. Extending your foot is just good enough. It is. It really is. What you do to one side, we must do to the other. Resetting for balance, slowly bringing up my right foot. I have a slight bend in my standing leg, left hand, peace fingers around my right big toe, and breathe. Now, my right side is normally tighter than my left, but we keep going for balance. Look past your dressy and focus on you and how you feel in this moment. Slightly let go. Hands come up. Rotate out your wrist. Tandasana. Breathe. Rock back and forth. Yes. Hands come beside you. Palms face the front. Walking towards the middle of the mat. Vira Prandrasana, Warrior 3. Hands come together. I'm going to kick back and up my right foot, flexing my foot towards me. Hands come above, going towards my ears. Breathe. Slight bend in my standing leg. Focus on you. Focus how this makes you feel. Hands come together in Anjali Mudra. Come back up. Slight bend in the knees. Breathe. Tandasana. Hands come beside you, palms facing the front. You're doing great. Keep your focus. What we do to one, we do to the other. Focus, kicking up and back my left foot. Hands reaching out in front. Arms coming near my ears. And breathe. It's all about focusing on you. These are all challenging, but they're all so relieving. Hands come into Anjali Mudra. Come down, come up into Tandasana. Standing in Tandasana as we breathe, preparing to come down into a variation of camel. Come down to your knees, feet are flush to the mat. Bring your hands, the palm of your hands, to the right below the small of your back, and look up. Allowing your shoulders to fall open, elbows going towards each other, and breathe. Slowly coming down into kneeling, moving into Trianga, Mukhai Kabandha, Paschimottanasana, one leg forward fold. Now, here's the thing, I have strained my knee on my right side. So you're going to see me go through some variation of being able to fully achieve what I needed to achieve in this asana. And I'm not the only one who needs this type of guidance when you have an injury. So I have my left foot bent, right foot out. I'm going to roll myself up and point and flex my foot. Pause. I'm going to come into a low lunge. My hands are inside of my knee. Left foot is flush to the mat. Hips fall open. I'm going to bring my right foot around. Bring my left foot up and forward. Now, listen, you're watching me try to figure out how to modify this asana so it's more comfortable for my knee. Not having the easiest time, and that is okay. So what I decided to do was come back up into the low lunge, dropping my hips, come back, slowly realign myself, and decide to stay upright, allowing my hands to give myself balance as my knee continues to try to recover. Coming back into low lunge. Breathe in and breathe out. Hands are inside my left foot. Bring my feet together. Other foot comes around into low lunge. Coming back into my one-footed stance, using my hands to hold myself up, and breathe in and out, coming forward to the low lunge again. Foot is flush to the mat. Bring my feet around. Low lunge one more time on the other side. Bringing myself back, slow, so slow. One-legged forward bend, only I'm going to avoid the forward bend. It's more like a staff pose. Bring yourself down because we're going to prepare for bridge. Coming onto my sits bones, scooch towards the front of the mat. Slowly roll down, curving your back. Arms come beside you, feet come in. Hands graze the heels. Hands are down flat on the mat. Lift up your hips, and as you do, allow your shoulders to come underneath you. Grasp your hands together and allow your heels to press into the mat. Knees going towards the front. Don't let them flay to the sides. And breathe. It's very important for your knees to stay in line with your hips and you to press out of the heels of your feet. Breathe in and breathe out. Hands come from underneath you, slowly roll down. Take a breath. In and out your nose. Slowly lift up. Come into diamond pose by allowing your knees to fall to the sides. Hands rest on top of your hips. Feet come together. Breathe. Tuck your tailbone to make sure your lower back stays flush to the mat. Chin is tucked. Arms come above your head. Grab your elbows. Let gravity do its own job here. Don't force yourself into any asana. Your body will open with time. I'm rocking a little bit back and forth, switching the position of my arms. Breathing in and out, in and out. This is great hip opener. Hands slowly come down, bring your knees together. Lower body meets upper body, hands go around the shins, roll into a ball, come out. Prepare for reverse tabletop. Hands come behind you, facing you. Press out of your heels and come up. Yes, let your head drop. Extend fully through your arms, pressing out of the heels of your feet. Preparing to bring one leg up for one leg reverse tabletop. And up comes your right foot. It goes above your knee. Flex your toes and breathe. Extend out. Foot comes down. Prepare because we're about to do the left side. Left ankle goes above the right knee and breathe. Upper half of your body stays even. Extend out. Flex your foot. Breathe. Slowly come down on your sits bones. Take a pause. Roll over your feet. Bring yourself back. Going into Mendukasana, frog pose. Now this, you want to take your time going into. It is an intensive hip opener. Your feet are out, coming beyond your hips. Both knees are bent. Your feet are flexed. You can bring the top half down. I'm resting my head upon my hands, which are one on top of the other. Breathe. You slowly want to bring your hips down. If you bring your feet down a little further, less intense. Up, more intense. Fully on the mat, and you're breathing in and out. In and out. This is an asana that takes time, practice, and patience to get into. Give yourself the grace to learn and let your body become more open as you learn how to get into these various asanas. Keep breathing in and out of your nose, your Padarama breath, slowly coming up, bringing my feet together, coming up into kneeling. Now I'm going to move along to my side. Anatasana. I'm going to adjust myself. You want to come fully on your side. Cup your head to give it comfort. Bring your peace fingers around your big toe and extend your leg up. What you want to avoid is you want to make sure that you're not going forward or backward. You want to be straight up. Foot is flexed. Your bottom foot is flush to the mat to help give you balance. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. If you're unable to grab your toe, that's not a big deal. Just spike your foot up into the air. Now I'm going to roll over into my tummy. Take a pause in Sphinx. Reset. Breathe. Rolling on to my other side. Doing the same thing, lifting up my left foot, grabbing my big toe with my peace fingers and coming straight up. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm making sure that I stay balanced and straight up. All of this opens your hips. All of this relieves tension and stress. Gently let go, rolling back onto my tummy, bringing myself up into seal, letting my feet stay flush to the mat, arms extended, protecting my lower back. Breathe in and breathe out, looking past my drishti, slowly bringing myself up into seated. Yes. Agnistampasana, fire log. Stacking my right foot above and even with my left. They're like fire logs on top of each other. Flex your toes. Hands come beside you at your hips. Lift up and go over towards the left. Breathe in and breathe out. Hand comes along your ear. Lower half stays weighted. Come, bring yourself up. Hands go beside your hips. Take a pause. Undo your fire log. And let's do some windshield wipers to release anything with your hips. We're putting a lot of effort and work into our hips. Go back into fire log, left foot on top this time. I'm sorry, right foot on top of this time. Adjusting. Hands come up and come down at your sides. This time you're going to lift up and go over towards the right. Breathe. Bottom half stays heavy and anchored to the mat. Make sure you're not leaning forward or backward. You want to be straight up and going over. Come up. Hands come beside. Breathe. One more time for windshield wipers. Just that final release of everything we have done, especially in regards to our hips and stress. Crisscross. Wide-legged seated pose for me. Hands come up overhead. Hands come together. Come down into Anjali Mudra. Bow your head. I truly hope you enjoyed every moment of this practice and you come back as it challenges you to open your body, to open your mind, and stay connected with what you need at any given time, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Thank you for joining. I hope to see you again. Namaste.